Nas is planning on naming his latest CD, okay, after a hurtful racial epitaph, obviously the N-word.
Wow, he's going to name his album that.
He's probably using the N-word in a way where he's trying to send a message that it's a very powerful word and it's used in hip-hop. We have a caller, Nicole. Nicole, you on the air?
Yes.
How you doing? Where are you from, Nicole?
I'm actually from Massachusetts.
Okay, excellent. What do you think about this situation here?
Well, as somebody who has been following Nas throughout his career, I
So
do
you're a
not agree
fan.
with him whatsoever.
Why?
Because I feel that one of his quotes was that he wanted to take the power back and put it back into the word, or take the power out of the word. And I think that with taking the power out of the word, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to use it as the title of your CD, knowing it's going to cause controversy.
Yeah.
I think controversy is good when it's with social causes and, social just causes that can make a difference for the betterment of people.
Yeah, I don't see this helping the situation at all. I don't think it's going to do anything but make it worse.
Exactly. I agree. And I think that for Nas, a rapper like him who has been very socially conscious with his music and has really tried to allow his hip-hop and rap and spoken word to make a difference within society, I think he's completely backtracking everything that he's been doing throughout his career.
Nicole, what do you think of rapper Chameleonaire, which is also in this article? What do you think of him declaring that he would no longer use the curse or that word in his rhymes? That's interesting. It seems like he's trying to get himself in the public eye just the same, but it's in the opposite direction.
Well, I think with someone like Chameleonaire, who's kind of new to the game and really new to the hip-hop genre in the field, I mean, he hasn't been out as long as Nas. He doesn't consider himself, a person for social change, where Nas does consider himself someone who can make a difference.
Okay.
And I think, it's great that Chameleonaire said those things, and it's great that he's thinking about doing it, but I'd like to see if he actually follows through with what he says.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he actually does follow through with that.
Using the term that you're taking the power out of the word, I think, is a complete cop-out. I work with college students, and I listen to the college students on the campus that I work at and the speech and the tone and verbiage that they're using, and I hear that word a lot. And it's disgusting. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you are, approaching a person or you are conducting yourself in an educated manner, whether you're in a formal, institution of higher education or not, that is not a respectable, educated word to be using.
He's trying to wrap up his whole new movement with this word.
Yeah, and I think ignorance creates ignorance, and until you stop using ignorant verbiage and you stop using ignorant slang, especially someone like Nas, who is such a role model to so many young men and women of different races. He's an extreme role model to young black men. He's an extreme role model to the hip-hop community, and I think that it will not stop until people who are in those positions of, public eyes and being a role model and being someone who needs to support the newer generation, it's not going to stop. And I think that, it's very easy to preach, social causes, and it's very easy to preach living in a social justice sort of a society, but it's very hard to do that because unless you're fully willing to, contribute everything that you're doing to make that become the kind of society you want to live in, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also think that ignorance also buys records.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that in using this title, it is showing that he is a politically charged type of an artist and a person, but I think it's a political charge in the wrong direction. I think it needs
Most
to move
definitely.
forward and take the use out of the word. Stop using it. Stop making it so mainstream.